I'm gonna actually turn my mic down a little bit. But if you guys ever have trouble hearing me in the replays, just let me know that it was a little low and you need me to speak up. But I always ask, and people are like, Missy, no, you're all good. I can hear you and see you just fine. And that's my top priorities because when I get on the Zoom, when I push the live button on Facebook, I'm here to listen. I'm here to serve. So, I am a business coach, I'm a spiritual person, and I specialize in marketing. I specialize in helping you to become the person that people are magnetized to. So that when they see you, when they get on a call with you, when they enter the sales process with you, and afterwards they see you for you, they know you're the one, they just can feel it. It's so beautiful. And it's really it's really, if you think about the sales process, so a lot of people talk about the sales process in 7 steps. I would say that at least six and a half of those are you being you, you being patient, and you being willing to serve. Your job is to listen. 95% of getting clients, of closing that sale, because that's the point of marketing, right? Like, you want to get good at marketing because you want clients, right? 99% of it is listening. Sometimes, and myself included, and I think a lot of people can recognize this, if you find yourself where coaching is your calling, or your spiritual entrepreneur, service-based business, I just say coach. You can call yourself a healer, whatever you want to call yourself, service provider. Just coach is easy for me. That's what I call myself. So I still work with business owners and spiritual entrepreneurs, even if they don't call themselves a coach. Like, I've worked with brick and mortar owners, CEOs. I've worked with managers, VPs of large companies. And then I've also worked with a lot of online spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches, and those are the people that I really love working with the most. So just know that if you don't consider yourself to be a coach, if you're more like, well, no, Missy, I'm just a spiritual entrepreneur, or I don't know, I'm more like a healer, that's okay. Take what words make sense to you here and use them to your benefit. This is a great policy to have in life anyway, right? When we reflect back on our day, like, all right, let's take what worked and leave the rest. And that's something that we get to apply in marketing, okay? Take what works and leave the rest, because marketing is a test. Take what works and leave the best, because marketing is a test. You might want to write that down. I'm going to write it down. Like, I'm definitely going to listen to this after. I'm definitely going to download it. I'm going to rewatch it. I used to never rewatch my videos. Like, oh my God. I just now started doing that this year. It still makes me nervous. I'm still nervous right now. I'm nervous literally every time I do all the things, basically. I have really bad social anxiety. It's awful. I've struggled with it for a very, very long time. I started having panic attacks when I was 12. And then I even started thinking about not wanting to live past 30 when I was only 13 years old. And I started using drugs when I was 13. And I don't know. It's a very long story. But I did get clean and sober on April 4th of 2010, and have maintained abstinence, from alcohol and other damaging, destructive drugs. I became an addiction counselor after volunteering at a hospital, and after working there part time, third shift, trying to stay up all night, taking people to meetings, taking people to appointments, meeting their families, unpacking their stuff, going through their stuff, making sure they didn't have needles in there. This could poke you, or they tried to smuggle in drugs or whatever else. I did that for a while, and then the therapists and counselors there were like, "Missy, you could do more. You're meant for more." And I was very lucky at the time. I had a mentor who's a MD and an addictionologist, and we talked about me going back to school. I already had two bachelor's degrees at the time, but to be a therapist, which is what I thought I wanted to do, which is like how I thought at the time I could help people better, and so I decided to go to grad school. But it was so funny because I was like, well, I don't want to take the GRE, which is called the Graduate Record Examination. It's like this really difficult exam, and I studied for at least 6 months. I mean, I bought a class. I mean, it's awful, right? You can see my face. I hate standardized testing. But he pointed to all these degrees and certifications, on the walls around him, and he said, all this is just bullshit. And I was like, whoa. I mean, this is somebody who had a lot of credentials. Like at one point in time, somebody said, "Missy, you have like a whole sentence behind your name." And I was like, that's funny. I was like, that's funny. But he definitely had way more. He had like two sentences behind his name. He was a doctor, like a medical doctor. You have to go to med school for that. Like there's a whole process. Like it is hard to become a doctor. Like, no way. My brother is a medical doctor. And I'm like, no, he would work 90 hours a week. I've never worked 80 or 90 hours a week in my life, and I would refuse to. Like, I just don't. I do not want to work that hard. So, patience is a test. It's always a test. Marketing is a test. Patience is a test. if you struggle with patience, you will get a test. Especially if you ask, if you're like, "Hey, okay, I need some help with my patience," the universe will give you opportunities to practice. It happens to me every time because people tell me all the time, they're like, "Missy, you seem so patient. You seem so calm. You could never tell that you were nervous." And I'm like, that's because I've been practicing for about 20 years. I've been practicing patience for 20 years. Patience does not come naturally to me. Now, it does come naturally to me when it comes to helping other people. Like when it comes to me helping my clients, it's like I'm so patient, I'm so calm. But when it comes to myself, when it comes to like my family, when it comes to personal, like really close relationships, not so much. And then like yeah, I don't know if any like no patient or client because or you know coaching client I've had has ever told me that I lack patience. One time, one person in my life told me I was hard to talk to. One person. And I was like, that's more about them than me. It's like, I mean, of course, I didn't say that in the moment, but I'm very easy to talk to. Um, and that's one of the reasons I do video, because I'm serving and because it's faster and easier for me to get you to know me and me to get to know you. If you feel like you're actually talking to me, like I'm actually a real person, like I'm a real person. I weeded the garden yesterday, I went to Walmart today. I'm staying at a Verbo. I just want to, it's like an Airbnb, right? So I want to say VRBO, but apparently it's Verbo. Anyway, I'm staying at a Verbo. I love it. I'm gonna be here for probably like 6 weeks or so. It's going good. I like my neighborhood. I'm happy. I've got a cute little kitchen and everything. But the coffee maker broke this morning. Oh no. Oh no. Like I know there's some coaches who were like, never drink coffee, or it's like I'm pretty healthy, but I don't know. I love my coffee, so whatever. I like coffee. I enjoy it. And so I put the coffee maker on, and then I went to take my dog out. And by the time I came back, coffee was all over the counter, underneath the microwave, and there's even like a power strip over in that area. So there's electronics. I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to catch the Verbo on fire, and literally coffee all over. Oh, and it turned out that there was a leak. There was a little crack in the bottom, but yeah, so I was like picking up the heavy microwave and like cleaning all the coffee up, and then I had to go get a new coffee maker, and like it's not that big of a deal, right? And sometimes it feels like a huge deal because like for me right now, like some unexpected circumstances came up. I had like a mental health crisis recently, like a month ago. I mean, just a lot has been going on in my life, and uh, it's not always easy to show up live, for your clients or for an event, when you've got a lot going on, but that's just life, right? So when I keep in mind that I'm serving, and plus the whole reason I started serving people is because it helps me. It helps me help you. It helps me. I like to listen to you and help you. And it's interesting to me. I really like listening to people. I've always been interested in people. I think people are the most fascinating things on the planet, right? Like, we still don't know how all the things work, our brains and our bodies. And it's just amazing. Human beings are so cool. And so I always found different cultures and peoples interesting. So I studied a lot of different languages growing up. I traveled to different countries. I studied about indigenous tribes in South America and in Africa, and I got to travel to Greece, and and actually work on an archaeological dig where the creators of modern Western civilization, the Minoans, lived and worked. And actually, their language, Linear A, developed into Greek, which then led to Latin, which led to all the Romance languages, including English and Spanish, etc. So, really, really cool experiences. So, it's about serving, it's about understanding. Um, and the better we understand our clients, where they are, what they're going through, what's happening in their lives, the easier it becomes to talk to them. And if you know what you're an expert in, that's easy to talk about too. And then if you've created a beautiful offer that makes sense to them, it's tangible, that they'll want to buy and actually give you good money to invest in because they trust you, they believe in you, they believe in themselves, they believe that your product, your service is going to get them the results that they want, that's when they get in. So, in order to market effectively, you have to, number one, know yourself very, very well, very well. You have to, number two, and more importantly, know who your ideal client is. Very, maybe, I don't know. I'm like, which one's more important? I don't know. They're both so important. They're both so important because when we attract clients, we want them to be in alignment. We want them to be in alignment. I was talking to my clients about this yesterday and how it's not just getting clients fast. It's like, sure, I can help you get clients fast, but like, that's not as exciting to me. I don't know. Like, you could, but it's not just that because I don't want to just attract people who want to get clients fast because what that is telling me is they want to make as much money as fast as possible, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just not the main thing that I want to lead with when I'm talking about attracting aligned clients, right? So, and then some other business coaches, spiritual business coaches will say attracting clients like with ease and in flow. And I'm like, yeah, I like that, but that's like, yeah, easy and flowy for me. That feels great. I want that. But when alignment happens is when the perfectly aligned clients show up at the exact same time, that we're ready for them. Like, it's a perfect match made in heaven, right? Our soulmate ideal clients, they show up in our lives. Like right now, if you're watching this, I'm one of 3 billion people on Facebook. Just Facebook. I'm one of 3 billion people. And you happen to have connected with me at this moment, in this time, in this space. And if you're watching live, you could be across the planet. I added a new country to um I need to get a map. I want to get a map or a globe and put little, like, those little tacks. um because I've worked with people in, like, I think 14 or 15 different states and like 6 different countries now, I believe. So I want to keep track of this, right? Like that's really exciting to me. So I got a new client who is from India. I love her. She's like Missy. Indians love magic. Like she's amazing. You know, she's trauma informed. Like she's just perfect. And she took action so quickly. Like she joined the program in less than 4 hours. She sent me like a list of all these things that she had done. I'm like, oh my God, we haven't even had our first meeting yet. We had our first meeting yesterday, and then she was like, oh my God, I'm blown away. Like, oh, that was so great. And then she just like implemented everything immediately. Man, I mean, that's how it feels when you've got all the pieces together, you know, when you know who you are, when you know who your ideal client is, when you know how to market, and when you know what your product is. So I really think marketing is the last piece, right? It's like knowing who you are, like you being the leader, owning your identity as a coach, and understanding, how to share that as part of your message, right? But then really understanding that ideal client, how to talk to them, part of your message. But really, you also, I mean, you have to ultimately be very, very clear about what you sell and your service, and you have to be 100% committed and own that you're really good at what you do, right? And so like for me, I don't feel hmm, comfortable saying that I've mastered something or that I'm really good at something unless like 10 other people have told me it. So other people started to say to me, Missy, you're really good at marketing. And like more than one. Like at first, I was like, yeah, okay. And then a couple more people said, and a couple more were like, wow, yeah, you know more about me than marketing. And then somebody was like, well, what is a marketing message? Or how do you market on Facebook? Or, okay, well, I'm getting clients over here, or in person or on Instagram. But I'm not getting clients from Facebook, and I want to get different types of clients from Facebook. I want to get higher ticket clients from Facebook. I want to get more aligned clients from Facebook, and I want it to feel good. I don't want to do sleazy sales tactics, right? So I think it's very important to first gain clarity on, who you are, who your ideal client is, what you sell, and then we work on your marketing message. So, that's how I really help people is I'm an expert at that. And it's not that I can't help you with the other things, but typically the people who come to me are in this place where they're going through a transition. Like they already have a business, they already have clients, maybe from different ways, maybe from their coaching business. But they want different ones, or they want to pivot. Or a lot of people, have invested in a lot of coaching, right? You guys have gotten all these certifications now. So you're like, wait a minute, like I've up leveled, and so now your ideal client has up leveled. And when that happens, your marketing up levels. You have to change your marketing because the marketing that worked 2 years ago for your ideal clients then might not be working today because you've got a different client, because people are like, wait a minute, this person's way more powerful than I thought. Like she's showing up with much more strength, than I anticipated. Right. Like, so I'm getting that now because I'm really cute and I'm really sweet and I'm really kind, but I'm also really smart and I'm really good at what I do and I'm really serious about my work, and I really care about my clients and I really like seeing them succeed. I want them to be successful. So I do everything I can. Like if they pay me good money to help them and I enjoy it, but it's not just about the money. It's like an exchange of energy. It's like, wow, like you worked hard to get like that money, and you're interested in investing and like learning something from me, and well, let me make sure that I can do that for you and that I can really help you, and like, can I show up, can I commit to giving you this service that you are paying me really great money for. You can't sell, you can't market, it's not going to work if you can't own and you don't believe in, or you're not clear yet in all those things. So I'm really good at helping people get clear about those things, because to me, typically as soon as I see them, it's pretty clear after maybe a consultation call, or it's pretty clear very quickly to me. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but I'm just thinking about the woman I worked with yesterday. I mean, I've known her passively for a little while just on Facebook, but I didn't know much about her. And then I had taken like a year break from Facebook. So I just started back like in January. I mean, already like it's going by so fast. Like it's already going to be 5 months gone by before I can even. Oh, my birthday's coming up to you guys. Anyway, um, you can see that I can especially if we're not over Zoom, like going live, it's just very much stream of consciousness. And sometimes, like with coaching, I find that this is really helpful for my clients as well. It's really just channeling messages, from the universe. Like you just say I get to say it so nonchalantly here, which is so freaking refreshing to me because there's not that many places I haven't found that many places where I have felt safe saying some of the things I'm sharing with you today, like spirituality and channeling, with just so being able to just be direct and just like you guys aren't going to flinch when you hear that. Like, I'm from the Bible Belt in the south of the US, a lot of people who are just like uber, I don't even know if I can describe what it's like, but they haven't heard like if they hear the word shaman or indigenous, I mean a lot of very racist people. I don't know. I'm glad to be out of that area. I am living in a colder climate now, but like some things about it I like better and some things about it I don't. I don't know. It is what it is. It's every single place on earth, but you always bring you wherever you go. That's what they say. Um, so what I have really loved about talking about patience today, and see, this is funny. I laugh at myself because I sometimes people think that I don't do a very good job of staying on topic, and those people probably aren't my ideal clients because my ideal clients have no problem with it. Like, they'd probably want me to stop apologizing for being like, oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought, or where were we? Or, oh, yeah, we're talking about patience because, here's our topic, but then in the moment we figure out what's going on and what needs to come up, and so it's good sometimes to have presentations prepared for your clients. Like, um, sometimes I would do that. Look, when I taught a certification program, and they were very specific lessons and downloadables and objectives and printable, tangible like worksheets and I don't know all of that stuff. I worked hard on those, and I presented those, but in most of my coaching, I don't have to do or I don't need to do a lot of preparation for the calls anymore because I already know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm selling, or I know my clients so well that I can create, a quick Google Doc or a quick prompt or a quick form or a short video and train them and show them exactly what to do in like 5 minutes. So, that's why I say definitely don't create a program or do a bunch of work before someone's paid you. That makes no sense. That's a waste of your time. They're not going to pay you if you work for them for free. And spiritual entrepreneurs deserve, actually, I want you all to be making millions of dollars. Like, please, please, we need more spiritual, like awakened, conscious leaders on our planet, to help us all heal and help us all, you know, fulfill our destiny. We're here for a reason. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur, like you're a badass, like you've been through it. Why else would you be here? You're brave and resilient and you've been through a lot. If you're anything like me and you want to give back and you want to help other people and you're a leader and you want to do it outside of like, normal society, like outside of a 9 to 5, like job or corporation or industry, like that's really brave. And you want to do it because you see the corruption. So that's why I'm so powerful. That's why I'm so powerfully prompted to be patient with myself and with you all and with other people in my life. Mostly the person I have to be most patient with is myself. So I'm curious for you all, I'd really actually like to know because what I was thinking about in preparation for our future lessons is to break down some of the topics we talked about today, or if you put a question or just say, I really liked the point you made about A or B or whatever, that really helps me. Even the tiniest bit of feedback. Because what I'm doing, I can't see what, if you're commenting now, I can't see it, but if you can go back or comment later, after the video, or if you're saying yes, when you're saying yes, tell me what you're saying yes about. If you're like, oh, thank you, that was a great point. I'm not sure what that is when I'm reading it back, and I want to make sure that I'm helping as much as possible. So, if you are, the more specific you can be, even if it's just a quick word or phrase that stood out to you, that helps me a lot in preparation for next time, you know, to help other people or help you next time. So, I really, really like feedback. If you're into human design, you know, I'm a generator. So I mean, I'm not a big human design, like I don't teach human design, or like I don't study it a ton, even though there are cool people who do. And I like to know a little bit about it, so I know how it applies to my life. Like I feel about the Enneagram and every other tool. Like all the tools are great. Like use which tools you like, and you know, use them how it feels good to you. And if it doesn't feel aligned or good, then don't use it. Some people take these things too seriously, right? We don't have to take it too seriously. It's all good. You know, it's all good. We get to be patient with ourselves, like we're human beings, you know. And so if you feel pressured, you know, to make money or make sales or figure out everything right now, be patient. Be patient. You know, trust that if you're doing the right thing, if you're doing what you're called to do, if you do what you know your soul, your spirit, your heart wants you to do, give yourself the gift of patience. So you can enjoy you can enjoy that experience when it comes. Okay. So I'd love to know how you're practicing patience today, and I'll share more about how I am in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here, for letting me to be here, for listening, for giving me your precious time. And I honor you. I honor this group. Be blessed. Have a great day.